There are some places that you visit, you don't need to spend too much time. You've not even put a morsel of what they dish out into your mouth. But just the energy, the vibe, the aromas that float out of the kitchen, just the manner in which it all seems to flow together suggests that you've got a great meal coming up. And that's exactly what I'm experiencing here at HALLIMANE. Of the 5 dishes that they probably serve here, well, 3 have already made it to the table. Mutton chops, khaima, and the liver fry. You got an extra portion of the chops gravy as well. And then, of course, one bisi akki rotti. The chicken is moist, quite juicy, and has greedily absorbed all the flavor of that rasa. Superb. Namaskara folks, this is Kripal Gourmet on the Road and you're watching Food Lovers TV. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe and strong. This afternoon we are in Chikmagaluru and we've set out to find some lunch. So I've heard of this place called HALLIMANE that does some good nati non-veg oota. It's been on my mind for a while, but for some reason we haven't been able to do lunch there yet. It's about 1:20 in the afternoon. I'm told they open at 1:30 p.m. and I'm looking forward to tasting some oota and also hopefully having a conversation with the people behind this small enterprise. So stick around till the end of this episode. This should be an interesting nati oota. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು ಓನರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ದು
ಹೌದೌದು ಸರ್ ನಾನು
ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ನೇಮ್ ಸರ್
ಸರ್ ಬಾಲರಾಜ್ ಗೌಡ
ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಬಾಲರಾಜ್ ಗೌಡ
ಸರ್
ಎಷ್ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ
ಸರ್ 11 ವರ್ಷ ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್
11 ಇಯರ್ಸ್
11 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಸರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿವಿಲ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಸರ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆಯಿಂದ ಅದು ಬಂದಿತ್ತು ಸರ್ ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಮಾಡೋಕೆ ರಿಟೈರ್ಡ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಮಾಡೋಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಬಂದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆದೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಸಾಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆದೇ
ಮಸಾಲೆ
ಅವರು ಈಗ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್ 6 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್ ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿನೇ ನಾವು ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಸರ್
ಏನ್ ನಿಮ್ದು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಏನು ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ
ಸರ್ ಮಟನ್ ಚಾಪ್ಸ್ ತಲೆ ಮಾಂಸ ಪಾಯ ಮಟನ್ ಕೀಮಾ ಲಿವರ್ ಫ್ರೈ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ರೊಟ್ಟಿ ಸರ್ ಪರೋಟ ಮಲ್ನಾಡ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಪರೋಟ mudde.
Wonderful. I can smell the aromas emanating from the kitchen and he's telling me all the dishes. Bairali ನೀರು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ already.
ಬನ್ನಿ ಸಾಬ್ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವ
ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಮುಂಚೆ ಕಿಚನ್ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದಾ
ಬನ್ನಿ ಬನ್ನಿ
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ
ನೋಡಿ
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು ಕಾರ್ತಿಕ್ ಸೊ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್
ಹೌದು ಸರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಸರ್
ಏನು ಪರೋಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ
ಪರೋಟ ಸರ್ ಪರೋಟ
ಇಸ್ ಅ ನೈಸ್ ಪರೋಟ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್ ಸಾರೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ
ಸರ್ ಇದು ಮಟನ್ ಚಾಪ್ ಸರ್
ಓ ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಮಸಾಲೆ
ಸರ್
ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್
ಸರ್ ಚಿಕನ್ ಚಾಪ್ ಸರ್
ಚಿಕನ್ ಚಾಪ್
ಸರ್
ಓ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಲುಕ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇದನ್ನು ಬ್ರಾಯ್ಲರ್
ಹೌದು ಸರ್
ನಾಟಿ ಕೋಳಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ
ನಾಟಿ ಕೋಳಿ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಸರ್ ಚಿಕನ್ ಮಸಾಲ ಸರ್
ಚಿಕನ್ ಮಸಾಲ
ಸರ್ ಲಿವರ್ ಫ್ರೈ ಸರ್
ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್
ಕೈಮಾ ರೆಡಿ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್
ಓ ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ಕೈಮಾ ಉಂಡೆ
ಕೈಮಾ ಉಂಡೆ ಸರ್
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 5-6 ಐಟಮ್
ಹೌದು ಸರ್
ಫ್ಯಾಂಟಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್
ಪಾಯ ರೆಡಿ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್ ಇನ್ನೂ ರೆಡಿ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ರೆಡಿ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್
ರೆಡಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಪ್ರಾಟರ್ಸ್ ಪಾಯ ಅದು ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಪೆಪ್ಪರ್ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲ
ಪೆಪ್ಪರ್
ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ಮನೆ ಪೆಪ್ಪರ್ ನಿಮ್ದು ಮನೆಯಿಂದ ಗಿಡದಿಂದ ಸೊ ಅಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ದ ಪೆಪ್ಪರ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಸಿ ಫ್ಲೋಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಪಾಯ ಇಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಮದರ್ಸ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಗಾರ್ಡನ್ ದೇರ್
ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ ಊಟ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಊಟ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಹೋಟೆಲಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡೋದು
ಹೋಟೆಲಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡೋದು
100% ಹೋಟೆಲ್
ಸೊ no tasting powder wonderful so the food that we'll be eating is actually the food that they would prepare at home also and these are recipes that have come from the family
ಹೌದು ಸರ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಸರ್
so ನಿಮ್ದು ಯಾರು ತಂದೆ
ಸರ್ ತಂದೆ
ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಮಸಾಲೆ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ನೇಮ್ ಏನಿತ್ತು
ಸರ್ ರಂಗೇಗೌಡ ಸರ್
Mr. Rangegowda. It is Mr. Balraj Gowda's father, Mr. Rangegowda's masalas, and those are the masalas that they are employing in the various preparations. Be it the thale saru, be it the khaima, the liver, or the mutton chops.
ಪಾಯ ಸರ್
Paya. There are some places that you visit, you don't need to spend too much time. You've not even put a morsel of what they dish out into your mouth. But just the energy, the vibe, the aromas that float out of the kitchen, the demeanor of the person cooking the fare, just the manner in which it all seems to flow together suggests that you've got a great meal coming up. And that's exactly what I'm experiencing here at HALLIMANE. The place is nice and rustic. They've got wooden tables, chairs, not too much of a decor or an ambience to speak of. It's by the road. We're just a few feet away from the highway that runs between Chikmagaluru and Mudigere. But I think it's the food and the hospitality of the Gowdas that is at the heart of the experience here. They come from Chikmagaluru, so I think the meal here too is a sort that will root you to the place. Fantastic. ಏನು ತಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಸರ್ ಕೈಮಾ ಮತ್ತು ಮಟನ್ ಚಾಪ್ಸ್ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ರೊಟ್ಟಿ.
Oh, wonderful. Of the 5 dishes that they probably serve here, well, 3 have already made it to the table. Mutton chops, khaima, and the liver fry. You got an extra portion of the chops gravy as well. And then, of course, one busy akki roti. Cooked to crisp, kadak doneness. I love the toasty speckles on that akki roti. And the roti is warm to the touch. And even as you tear into that roti, you can sense the strength of the roti. I want to taste that roti first just by itself. There's a soft crunch, it's toasty, you're tasting the flavor of the rice and then those slightly burnt speckles. That's delicious. There's sort of roti that would make for a great medium to dunk into that curry. So good. I'm tasting the sprightly freshness of the coriander in that and then some of that warmth that comes from the green chili. On that note, let's get to that khaima unde. Pour some of that curry on top. Some of that kara pudi that I can see in that right away. Oh, this is delicious. The khaima is ground rather coarsely. There's also a bit of the sinew that I'm biting into. I'm sure there's some binding agent that's gone in, perhaps a gram flour, perhaps some egg. But I'm not detecting even the faintest pastiness that you sometimes find in a khaima unde where the gram flour has probably gone in a bit too much. This is a khaima unde that's wonderfully executed. All that I'm tasting is the meat. Somewhere at the very far end, I'm just detecting the slightest texture of the gram flour that's bringing it all together. This time around with the roti. I told you, right? I had a good feeling about this meal. And the very first dish is validating that hunch. A bit of the fat or perhaps a sinew that I'm also biting into. So that warrants you to chew on it a bit more. But nothing that gets in the way of your enjoyment of that supremely delicious khaima. Next to some of that, mutton chops. Get plenty of that gravy on the mamsa.
ಬೇರೆ ಬೇಕಾ ಸರ್?
ಬೇರೆ ಏನಿದೆ?
ಚಿಕನ್ ಚಾಪ್ಸ್.
ಚಿಕನ್ ಚಾಪ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಿ.
ಚಾಪ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲಾ ಸರ್? 2 ಪೀಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲಾ?
ಹಾಂ. ಇದು ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟದ್ದು ಹಾಫ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಫುಲ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಇದು?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಾಫ್ ಕೊಡ್ರಿ ಸರ್.
ಸೊ ಫುಲ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ?
4 ಪೀಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
ಖೈಮಾ?
ಅದು 4 ಪೀಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್.
230 4 ಪೀಸ್ ಚಾಪ್ಸ್. Khaima?
Khaima 180.
Liver?
160.
160. So the portions that you will find here are double of what you see on my plate. 4 pieces of the mutton for 230 rupees is a really good deal, and so is 4 pieces of that khaima unde for 160. The meat is cooked to perfection. Not the sort that's soft and buttery, but the sort that you can bite into rather easily. Both the dishes that I've tasted are the sort that I will wholeheartedly recommend. I'm also tasting a bit of the heat that perhaps comes from the green chili in that curry.
Chicken chops.
Oh, some chicken chops. Also some of the meat that's trapped between that fat. So good. That one roti is quite sturdy and the sort that's quite satiating as well. So it's not a thin akki roti. This is an akki roti that certainly has a bit of weight. You eat one of this, I think you'll be fairly sated. On that note, let's reach for some of the chicken that's just made its appearance from Balu's HALLIMANE kitchen. The chicken is moist, quite juicy, and has greedily absorbed all the flavor of that rasa. Superb. This is a thigh piece, and that chicken is cooked all the way to that bone. Cooked really well. It's hard to explain, but there's a certain chemistry, a certain magic at work when there's a family behind the eatery. So the food that they cook too is the sort that you would taste at a relative's home. A slight edge of sourness that I'm tasting in this chicken chops. I'm not sure if there's some lemon that gets drizzled into that curry. So good. I think next for some of that liver masala. Get some of the gashi. I think that's the onion based gravy there. Very distinct in its flavor notes from the greens that you taste in the curries before this. There you're tasting more the herbaceousness that comes from the coriander, the mint, a little bit of the dill, the sapsige soppu perhaps in the case of the khaima unde. But out here, it's the length of flavors that comes from braising some onions. Now for some of that liver. I think this is a combination of the liver and also some of the tripe. I'm also tasting the boti in this, so it's not just the liver. So you've got, I think this is the liver. Okay, also a bit of the nalli that goes into it. There's some tripe there. Very good. All the 4 dishes that I've tasted thus far are winners. And with that akki roti, it's an excellent combination. If you like your ragi mudde, white rice, parota, well, you'll find that too. But I'm in Malnad, and I thought let's taste a staple that's most popular in this land. The akki roti. I want to reach for that second khaima unde to soak it in that saru.
Sir, taste ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಸರ್.
Super ಇದೆ ರೀ. Everything.
ಸರ್ ಇದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರೈಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ಲಾ, ಕಪ್ಪು ರೈಸ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರೈಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲಾ. ರೈಸ್ ಬೇರೆ ಗ್ರೇವಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ರೈಸ್. ತಲೆ ಮಾಂಸದ್ದು ಸಖತ್ತು ಗ್ರೇವಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ರೈಸ್ ಸೂಪರ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ.
ಸರಿ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪವೇ ಬರೀ ಗ್ರೇವಿ ಕೊಡಿ
ಸರ್, ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ.
He said, sir, try some rice with the thale mamsa gravy. ತೆಳ್ಳಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. He says it's almost like a broth. I said, why not? That khaima is super. It's almost like the strands of meat that are holding that dumpling, that meatball together. Not pasty in the least. Not the sort that will dissolve in your mouth, but the sort that requires you to bite on it and therefore also be rewarded over and over again with the flavor of the masala. A bit of fiber in between all the meat. Cleanse my palate with the onions and then some of that anna. With the thale mamsa saru, bisi ide. Oh, very comforting. I'm tasting the flavor of the oils from the animal that have been released into that saru. You can also see some of it float in a thin film atop that saru. Busy there. Tasted 4 dishes until now. Just the touch of that hot saru and anna is enough to reset my appetite all over again. It's a little gamey, but not so much that can be off-putting. It's a sort of flavor that I can only describe as being nourishingly wholesome for you. The seasoning is there, but just in the background, just to bring that dish together, that curry together as a whole, that has infused into every grain of that anna. So good. I'm also going to reach for a piece of the chicken just to lengthen my enjoyment of this oota at HALLIMANE here in Chikmagaluru. There's also a bit of the skin in that chicken. It's only going to add to the flavor. So well, if you find yourself in Chikmagaluru and want to taste the non-vegetarian nati food of the land, definitely find your way to Balu's HALLIMANE and taste all the dishes that I've tasted. Definitely the khaima unde, the mutton chops, the chicken too was rather nice, and also that thale mamsa saru. I hope you've enjoyed this lunch outing with me. Until the next time, take care, stay safe, stay strong, and happy eating. Akki roti?
Akki roti 30 rupees, sir.
860.
860, sir. Sir, 860, sir. You scooty sir.
ನಾನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಆಯಿತು ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ 860 rupees. Honestly priced food and very tasty at that. Definitely check it out. If you love your non-veg oota, Balu's HALLIMANE on the Chikmagalur-Mudigere highway. Correct, Allah? If you'd like to support the work that we do at Food Lovers TV, do consider joining our membership community on YouTube by hitting the join button below or on the home page and receive special privileges like behind the scenes footage, shoot updates, access to live Q&As and a lot more. You could support us on our Patreon page as well. For more info, check out the links in the description below. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, share and leave a comment below. Happy eating.